if people can just build every feature that exists in GoHighLevel in like Claude Code, why would they choose to use GoHighLevel?
So I kind of go back to what I was saying about you could give me the most powerful video production model in the world and I still wouldn't give you a good movie, right? And that's because that's not my zone of genius. And this is really interesting to me because in my opinion, it almost feels like we're entering another Renaissance phase. And people always think I'm crazy when I talk about that. But if you think about what really pushed the Renaissance so much, there was a lot of money being centralized in a lot of people. And the key innovation that really defines that period is like the printing press, right? So the printing press, before the printing press, if you wanted to share ideas, you had to write them down. And if you drew a painting, for example, you only had one version of that. And so distributing information was very difficult, right? And when we had the printing press and we made it so that you could write something once and then you could create hundreds of thousands of copies and put it all over the world, it opened the door for a lot of people who maybe they were scribes, right? Like maybe that was their only job at the time, was to basically copy one work from one page to another. And suddenly they were out of work, right? And there was, I'm not going to go into the whole, technological breakdown of the impact of the printing press, but it was obviously recognized as a very big technological capability, right? And it allowed for the freedom of information. And so that's what I see today with AI is AI doesn't necessarily facilitate the transfer of information easier, but it does make it easier to create, right? I think we can all agree on that AI fundamentally does make it easier for you to create, whether it's an app and software, it's an image that you have in your mind and then you want AI to help generate it. It's, a video that you want to create from an image. There's a million things that AI can be used to create. And so now that barrier to entry, just like the printing press made it so that you didn't have to rely on like a church or a government or some kind of institution to spread your ideas. If you had access to this technology, there was nothing they could do to stop you. And so that's basically what I'm seeing today, where it's like, if you have access to this technology with AI, you can create. And so back to your point about the GoHighLevel user saying like, why wouldn't somebody just use Claude Code to create their own CRM and get all the stuff that they want inside of it? I have met 100 entrepreneurs that have zero interest ever spending time with anything related to technology or software, right? Like it is the worst part of their job. It is the worst part of their business that they have to run. They hate it. It's a big reason why DaaS exists. It's a huge reason why our company even exists, is because even though these people could spend the time to figure out how to use the tools and integrate what they need, it just is not the best use of their time, right? And it's also not their zone of genius. It's not their passion. It's not what they want to do. They would rather be on calls with people closing deals, making money. So they invest some of that money into a team of people like me and my team that do actually enjoy doing that technical part. We enjoy doing the engineering side of it. And any of the AI tools that we get, it's only going to make us faster. It's only going to make us better because we're going to use those tools to do the stuff that normally just from a cost efficiency standpoint doesn't make sense, right? So definitely there are going to be some people, and I'm doing it right now. We have a couple of projects right now that were originally on HighLevel. They decided that they didn't like, it didn't have everything they needed. And so they're having us build their own custom solution. And a year ago, 2 years ago, that would have been unthinkable because nobody's going to invest $100K into a brand new software product for their team when HighLevel exists for, $300 a month. Like the economies of scale does not make sense, right? Like it just simply does not make sense to invest that much money into a software that is not going to generate you that much more revenue. It's only going to create, efficiency in terms of your users and stuff like that. So now that calculation has fundamentally changed, where we are building a CRM for a company that was using a tool like HighLevel before. It didn't have everything that they wanted, and so instead they decided to build it natively. But the quote that we were able to give them was a third of the price of what it would have been before all of this AI coding, technology existed. And so that's a combination of somebody who needs something that they don't have, and somebody like us that is able to build that and able to give it to them at a price that they can afford. So that's where you really see the efficiency gains of AI coming into play, because maybe they've been wanting to do this for 2-3 years, but they just haven't been able to justify spending a 6-figure investment. Now they can do it for a third of the price. And so that's kind of how I feel about the first one, of just basically saying like, hey, why would somebody not build this themselves? It's like, because that's not what they do, right? Like if somebody is genuinely just a product junkie and they feel like they have a better idea for how high level should be, and they have the motivation to actually build it and distribute it out to other people, there's going to be an option. Like they're going to make it. It's there, there's nothing high level can do to stop them from creating a competing version. All they can do is hope that the model that they built to this point is sticky enough and is convenient enough and gives enough coverage of use cases that people are going to say, hey, it's not really worth it for me to move all of my data out of GoHighLevel into this new tool and take a chance on it. Instead, they're going to really be banking on the people that have not used GoHighLevel yet and are kind of sitting on the sidelines debating it, and now they're going to be able to come out with a competing product that's maybe cheaper and it maybe fits to their use case a little bit more tightly. But you have to remember, at the end of the day, like once you get set up on something, it's kind of like going from like Google Workspace to like Microsoft Office. If you have one or the other, you would understand that you don't really want to do that transfer. That's a big deal. It's a lot of data. You might lose some stuff. It's very disorganized, right? So you don't really want to do that. So it's kind of the same thing with this, where definitely there's going to be a creator out there. There's going to be a developer out there that has a vision for a better version of GoHighLevel. It's the same thing for Slack. It's the same thing for Salesforce. It's the same thing for Notion, for Discord, for anything, any app out there. There's going to be somebody that says, hey, I have a better idea for how this can be, and now I have the tools to create it. And so I'm going to spend the time, I'm going to spend the money on the tokens, and I'm going to create this better version, and I'm just going to see if other people like it. And, at least one of them is probably going to hit, right? Like it's unlikely that you're going to have this many people creating new stuff that nobody likes.
I know it's a lot of fun when you get into these like vibe coding apps and you get the first initial thrill of like, I'm God, I can do all these things. I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm Iron Man.
I am God. Yeah. The world is at my fingertips.
It's very addicting. And that's why you see these. I've been seeing it for months because I was once that person. Okay. Like I am that. Quentin's been laughing this whole time. I've been laughing the past few months. It took me a little bit to get over that little hump or whatever. I got over it pretty quick, actually. You know what I'm saying? But it was very noticeable when other people were going through it, because they went through it when they experienced Lovable. Oh my God, this is amazing. They're talking about all over social media. We're going to be rich, like whatever their thing is. And then they got into Manus and they're like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then they get into Claude Code recently. Or sorry, no, it happened again with OpenClaw. OpenClaw, and then they get in, and then the same thing, okay? Yeah. But everybody was scared of that one. And then Claude Code happened, okay? And then that whole moment, now everybody's like, well, it's changing a little bit because of Codex and the 5.5 and everything like that. But like, if you're an entrepreneur and you've ever like had an employee, okay, and tried to delegate stuff to that employee, and you've ever had any trouble doing that, or have ever had an employee let you down, you never have to feel that way again. You never have to go through that again if you just delegate it to AI. Now, maybe it won't like produce exactly what you want, but you'll find out really quick. And it'll give you some feedback. It may not be what you want, but it'll at least let you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I didn't do that. Do you remember all those old, they weren't always memes. It was literally people saying like, oh yeah, GPT told me it would come back to me like by Tuesday with the answer. And like, it's just like, no, it doesn't work like that, dude. But now it like generally will. But yeah. It'll go off and work and then come back. If the session stops, then it did not do it. But that should not be happening anymore. But yeah, it's been crazy, right? That whole evolution of how people have gone through these cycles.
Yeah,